Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you have chosen to join us. And welcome, dear friends. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs, our virtual service. My name is Betty Lou Cummins, and I'm delighted to be your service associate today. We offer a warm welcome to all who are with us in our virtual reality. Our mission statement and covenant read, "We are a local liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts." And this is our covenant. We strive to look for and to encourage the best in each other as we move toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and for the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant. We welcome all thoughtful people to journey through life's mystery with us. Whatever your religious background or current belief, whatever your race, ethnicity, sexual or gender identity, lifestyle or circumstances. With us, may you walk the way of holiness and happiness, justice and service, and through your time in our presence, may you feel the blessing of love. As a congregation, we seek to create a diverse and accepting community based on the principles of our faith, Unitarian Universalism, bound together as we are in voluntary loyalty. We believe that we need not think alike to love alike. May we be reminded of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other. And now let us come to the silence and this moment with our chalice lighting.
Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one small body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. And our first hymn today will be "Oh, We Give Thanks." And let us sing it together twice through. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and thus far away, for the joy we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. We give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and thus far away, for the joy we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. And now we'll come back to Betty Lou, who will give us some words of inspiration.
We thank Carol Cheney for sharing the following words with us. We are living in unusual times. Perhaps this time may have gifts to bestow, lessons to teach. For me, time is different, slower, longer, heavier even. Letting go of the frantic activity, reminding myself to allow life to unfold naturally and take this opportunity to taste the sweetness of no doing. Each breath is a celebration of life and of our connectedness to each other. We don't need to go somewhere to see new things. We just need to see with new eyes the stunning beauty of the natural world that surrounds us. The Iroquois medicine man, Mad Bear, offers a prayer of gratitude. He thanks the earthworms for aerating the soil so that the plants can grow. He thanks the grasses that cover the earth for keeping the dust from blowing, for cushioning our steps, and for shading our eyes, the greenness and beauty of their life. He thanks the wind for bringing the rain, for cleaning the air, and for giving us the life breath that connects us to all things. May peace come on to your heart like the morning sun spread slowly across the bayou. We will now share a moment of silence, ending with Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Oh, you rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots moving close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. For our special music today, I've chosen a song called Everything Must Change, because that's one thing we can always count on is change. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old. Mysteries to unfold. For that's the way of time. No one and nothing goes unchanged. There are not many things in life one can be sure of. Except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, hummingbirds fly. The offering for the work and the welfare of our church will now be given and received. Please go to our website, uutarpon.org, or mail your offering to 57 Reed Street. The complete address is there on your screen. I would like to introduce our speaker with the message of the day, Judy Lucarelli.
Hello. You can probably tell by looking at me that I have turned 70 since last we met. I hope you are all well, as John and I are. These are uncertain times for each of us and for our church community. I commend the quick response of the leadership of our church as we explore ways to use technology to continue our covenant. One benefit of this medium is we all get to see inside the homes of our speakers. Here in my bedroom, over my left shoulder, is a hand-woven rug from a Native American weaver in New Mexico. Over my right shoulder is a self-portrait my daughter drew at age 8. And above my head are 3 pictures of Yupik and Inupiat Eskimo dancers from Nome and Bethel, Alaska, where John and I started our married lives 50 years ago. Feel free to speculate about these items whenever you need some distraction from my remarks. In the fall of 2007, I was superintendent of schools in Bucksport, Maine, when the governor convinced the legislature that all school districts should be restructured so there would be fewer superintendents and school boards. He had no idea of the enormity of the undertaking and the impact on everyone associated with a school system: kids, teachers, staff, administrators, school boards, and parents. At that time in my career, the professional development I sought out for my own continued learning came from an organization called Pegasus and their annual Systems Thinking Conference, which always featured Peter Senge, author of The Fifth Discipline. That fall, it happened that the pre-conference session was a day with Eamon Kelly and Kristen Cobble, titled Mastering Uncertainty. My board chair agreed that it was worth the extra cost for me to participate because we thought we were living then in uncertain times. Oh, for those good old days when a little school district reorganization was the major source of uncertainty. Recently, I was rereading my materials from that day. Yes, I am sorting through my stuff on these long spring days. And I have something worth sharing in these times. Eamon and Kristen spoke about uncertainty for organizations. I want to look at this both as it applies to our dear UUCTS and also to us as individuals. They presented 4 hypotheses of uncertainty back in November of 2007. The first hypothesis, the scope and scale of uncertainty is increasing rapidly. Will it be months? And if so, what month will we reopen our church? Will it be years? When will we be able to meet in person and hug each other again, setting aside those colorful homemade masks? When will John and I get to celebrate our 50th anniversary at 51 years, 52 years? The second hypothesis, most organizations have not concentrated on developing mindsets, skills, and behaviors to master this new reality. Why would we plan for being separated? We just returned to our church less than a year ago. Surely it should not have been a priority to plan how to leave it again. And the third hypothesis, we often devolve to coping mechanisms that can compound rather than resolve the challenges we face, which actually makes things worse. When I reread this one, all I could think of was toilet paper. It is the case that we now prepare more of our own meals rather than relying on restaurants. So it is understandable that there is a shortage of certain food items in the grocery store. But surely the need for toilet paper must be about the same as it always was. And finally, the last hypothesis, there are alternate strategies and approaches that we can deploy. We cannot predict the future, but we can make things better along the journey. And this one is certainly true. How quickly we have all adapted to greater use of technology with Zoom, YouTube, calling trees, and a host of other skills. John and I each carry a mask with us wherever we go now, and a bottle of sanitizer in our pockets. We wash hands dozens of times every day. We stay more than 6 feet away, even from our elderly neighbors, as we meet to chat. Eamon and Kristen then spoke about coping mechanisms of organizations dealing with uncertainty. The first coping mechanism is scientific management, by the numbers, by the metrics. How many of us today find ourselves hanging on Dr. Fauci's every word, as well as the other scientists trying to grapple with this crisis? Second, control and centralization. We watch as every community, state, and country grapple with how best to respond to COVID-19. In Florida, thoughtful individuals started responding to the virus and acting responsibly and safely weeks ahead of our political leaders. And even if the prohibitions currently in place are relaxed, we can still remain vigilant for our own safety. Third, excessive busyness. Clean out those closets, work on that garage, come up with a new yard project, buy more toilet paper. And fourth, restructure, reorganize, re-engineer. Our church is using Zoom and YouTube. No more in-person contact unless there is a specific reason to meet, like our support for feeding people in our community. And the changes in our church certainly affect the lives of each of us. And remember, the brain is a social organism. It needs contact with other brains. Relationships will shape your brain throughout your life. So how will this virus affect our brains and those of everyone on this planet? And finally, I offer some tips for thriving as we cope with uncertainty. First, simplify your life. What are the things on your calendar that you really do not need? What milestones can be celebrated in simple, safe ways since gatherings are not possible? John and I made the decision to postpone our 50th anniversary party this August and to cancel our rental of a lake cottage in Maine for July and August. This sounds like a difficult decision, but it actually dropped a great deal of stress from our lives. Second, set up and participate in the new venues open to our church community to help us thrive. These services are amazingly interesting. Thanks, Barbara and company. John and I haven't participated in a virtual coffee hour yet, but we're looking forward to it. Third, lean into uncertainty. Avoid being taken by surprise. Keep up with the changing rules. Masks, no more using reusable grocery bags. Make an appointment to buy a plumbing part, of all things. The rules change every day. Practice the new virus dance. Back up when people violate your 6-foot space. Fourth, listen to the opposer, but be safe. There's a person that John and I must come into contact with who still thinks the virus is being overplayed. So we wear masks around him. We don't touch his things, and we clean the things of ours that he must touch. Fifth, stay in touch with the people that you cannot visit. We have had some wonderful phone conversations with friends and relatives in the past month, and we Zoom family and friends using our personal free Zoom account on at least a weekly basis. Sixth, keep a journal. Things are changing so fast, we cannot keep the days straight. Journaling just a bit every day is a new habit for us as we log the events of the day, and it helps keep things sorted out. And finally, and maybe most important of all, don't watch any news right before you go to bed. Remember, most judgments by leaders are based on experience and opinion rather than on data. And whatever our leaders decide, we as individuals can make decisions and act in ways that protect our own safety and the safety of our church community. This is an interesting venue for a speaker. I have no idea if you were chuckling at what I said that was supposed to be funny. And at any moment, you could be switching to the YouTube video of a Johnny Carson or Carol Burnett clip that's on the right side of your screen. Laughter is, after all, an important rival skill. Maybe it is just as well that the data we get is how many hits for this program and not how many people stay with it to the end. Thanks for listening, and please be safe. And now please join Bonnie as she sings our final hymn, Go Lift It Up. Please stand as you are willing or able, or settle back into your recliner. Take advantage of these times to really belt it out, since no one can hear your singing.
Oh, lift it up, love, bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace. Bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace. Let the brightness of Our chalice will now be extinguished. Shalom Haverim, Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom. Late round, Shalom, Shalom. Shalom Haverim, Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom. Late round, Shalom, Shalom. And for our closing words, Betty Lou Cummins will give us those.
In closing, may the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who were separated, be in us and among us, now and forever. Finally, we give thanks to Judy Lucarelli for the message today, to Bonnie Whitehurst for our music, to Tommy Frayne for our recording, and Joe Weinstein for the lovely picture from the church garden. Also, please be sure to check the website calendar for the list of current events and the UU News for updates. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining us.